A soldier's plea from captivity.
19 years old, already over
More than 450 days in the dark.
Already over 450 days in Gaza.
Captured, silenced, but not forgotten.
I'm just 19.
Behind every headline, there are lives forever changed.
My whole life is in front of me, and my whole life has come to a stop.
In the heart of one of the world's most enduring conflicts, a single voice rises. A voice that echoes the unspeakable pain of captivity and the enduring strength of the human spirit. Liri Albag, an Israeli soldier, captured during Hamas October 2023 attack, has become more than a name. She is a symbol of the human toll in a war where lives hang by a thread. It was a day that shattered the illusion of security. On October 7, 2023, Hamas launched an unprecedented and coordinated assault on Israel, breaching the heavily fortified Gaza border in a move that shocked the world. Amid the chaos, 18-year-old Liri Albag was stationed at the Nahal Oz base, a border outpost suddenly thrust into the eye of the storm. When the dust settled, Liri and 6 other young women, her comrades in arms, were missing. For their families, the nightmare had only just begun. For over 450 days, Liri's family has endured an agonizing wait, each passing hour stretching into an eternity. Now 19, she appears in a newly released video from Gaza, a moment both heart-wrenching and haunting.
19 years old, already over 450 days in Gaza. I'm just 19. My whole life is in front of me, and my whole life has come to a stop. Today marks the start of the new year. The entire world is celebrating New Year's Eve. For us, it begins like a dark year, a year of loneliness. We are not a priority for our government or our military. The world has begun to forget about us. The world never cared about us. Mom, Dad, Roni, Shai or Kay, family names, and my friends. I miss you endlessly.
Her voice carries a message, one not just for her government, but for the world. Liri's words cut through the fog of war, a plea that transcends politics and borders.
The pain is unbearable, and all of this because of the military's insane pursuit. We are in a horrifying situation. If the army reaches our area, I'm asking you, the government of Israel, would you act the same way if it were someone you loved here? Someone from your own family? Would you do this to them? Defense Minister, do you know my father? Look into his eyes and tell him that he and my mother don't deserve to embrace their daughter again. Look at her and tell her that. I know you'd have the courage to say it to her face, to take responsibility for my death. What's happening here made me realize something. I understand now that we're not important enough.
Her family, however, did not authorize the video's release. For them, it is another cruel reminder of her absence, a deeply personal moment turned into a public spectacle.
Torn our hearts to pieces, this is not the daughter and sister we know. Her severe psychological distress is evident. We appeal to the Prime Minister, world leaders, and all decision-makers. It's time to take decisions as if it were your own children there.
The Hostages and Missing Families Forum has become a lifeline for those left behind, advocating for the return of their loved ones. For families like Liri's, the video is a bitter reminder of the fragile line between hope and despair. This hostage crisis is more than a political issue, it is a human tragedy. Each story, like Liri's, reveals the true cost of war. Behind every headline, there are mothers, fathers, brothers, and sisters waiting for a knock on the door, waiting for the phone call that will change everything, waiting for the day hope finally triumphs over despair. Remember their names. remember their faces. Because behind every conflict, there are lives forever changed.
I understand now that we're just pawns in your game. You're playing with our fate. And I know you won't succeed in getting us out of here alive. Not through military action. It won't work. You know it won't work. This is madness. It's not normal for you to think this will succeed. This chase is insane. What you're putting us through here, it's not normal. We're experiencing daily bombings every single day. Do you even know what it's like to be in a place that's constantly shelled? With no shelter? If, heaven forbid, something happens to me, remember me. Remember my name. Mention it in this video. Shira, last name, a young woman who died because of the government, because of the army. Because they failed for 7 years. They're the ones responsible for my death, for the destruction of my life, my family. Do everything you can. Let the country see this.
For stories like Liri's, stories that remind us of the human cost behind history's headlines, subscribe to WorldMean. Together, we uncover the untold. Together, we give a voice to the forgotten.